My training week structure is purposely extremely simple. Uncomplicated, Wednesday intervals, Sunday long run. Building speed and building endurance. Simple. But is it the only way? No, absolutely not. For me, it's about the consistency, the perseverance, and the discipline of getting it done repeatedly week after week after week. And my initial motivations for getting into running were to be as fast as I possibly could. But that's not the only way, and it's not the only motivation for getting into running, and it's not everyone's motivation for running at any stage in their life, and it probably won't be my motivation in the future. I got a great, not necessarily a question, but a statement in the comments. This is from Javon. That's a great mindset to have. We only live one time, why play it small? Go for your dreams relentlessly. For me, I ran my first marathon last November in New York with a 4:35. I'm currently aiming for sub 3, running 70 miles a week, and by July, I'll be at 100 miles a week. I know that's a different philosophy from yours, but I enjoy running. I got into running as an outlet for me. Racing came second. I was running 300 miles a month without any races, so now I am actually applying real goals. I don't want to get too far ahead, but whenever I reach sub 3, I don't plan on staying there. Thanks for the help and motivation, brother. And that was off the back of the video, what is a good marathon time? Which kind of went into detail of, a good marathon time is what you are capable of in your situation. But I'll say to Javon, the fascinating thing is running is for everyone. And everyone can benefit from running, whether you're going out there once, twice a week, or whether you're repeatedly doing it 7 times a week. It doesn't matter how fast or slow you are. If Javon was sat in an airport and he had his runners on, naturally I'd sort of go over and, we'd start a conversation, and the commonality of running would mean that we'd probably be talking for an hour about running, waiting for a flight, and then maybe at the end, you might talk about your goals and what you're trying to achieve and the times you're trying to achieve, and realize that one's 4:35 and one's 2:21, and you think that it's a completely different mindset. It's only slightly different. The fact that Javon likes getting out there and just running lots of miles, because for him it's an outlet, it's amazing. And if everybody in the world was like Javon, the world would be a better place. If you're in a conversation and you get in a conversation with somebody and you get them to talk about what they're passionate about, you can have the coldest person, the most introverted person, which a lot of runners are introverted. But if you get them to talk about what they're passionate about, it might be painting, it might be music, it might be yoga, it might be running or cycling, something like that. If you get them onto their passion, they can talk to you all day long, and their eyes will light up. You'll see a complete change in their voice, their tone, and also their body language. It's so incredible to see, and it's your job as a human being to get that story out of them, because once you get them onto that, it's an exciting story to listen to, and they'll be able to tell it so well because it's at the tip of the tongue wherever they are and whenever. And I'll say also that, if you're tackling your career, if you're tackling business, if somebody knows that you're a runner, same with cycling, same with endurance sports, or same with sport, if somebody knows that you're a runner, they will know, there will be an instant respect there that you are the type of person who gets up and gets it done. You're the type of person that constantly deposits on a daily basis or weekly basis. You have a structure in place, you're trying to aim for something. You've got that kind of delayed gratification. And how well does that fit into somebody else's business or your colleague's life or your colleague's life, and also your boss? There's an element of respect there that you're somebody who has something positive going on with their life and who wants to make something of that. And it doesn't matter whether you love going out there and running 100 miles a week, 70 miles a week, doesn't matter. If you love being out there every day, going super slow, probably they'll get to a point when Javon says that once he gets to sub 3 hours, he won't stop there. And there'll probably be a point where he looks at the week and thinks, right, okay, I used to be a high volume guy, and now I've got to be a bit more strategic in order to get to where I want to get to and to reach my potential. And his potential at that time can be completely different depending on his circumstances, depending on the stress and how much his job takes out of him, depending on his family and children's situation. Everybody's different and every situation is different. And there's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. And so if somebody likes going out and just going slow and really enjoying their running, there's not me kind of, this is my way or the highway. You kind of do the intervals, you do the long run, you do your recovery runs and easy runs. There's not one way. And you know, if running means something else to you, and it's about kind of getting into the nature or getting, for me, a lot of the recovery runs and easy runs is meditative. And just being out there in the nature and just being in my own thoughts. And as I've said before, a lot of people think, oh, I get my best ideas in the shower. You don't get your best ideas in the shower. It's just because the shower for you is the only time that you spend alone in a day. And so when you're out there and you're able to go out there and run for an hour, 2 hours, you get great ideas because you've got time on your own to think, what do I really want out of this life? What path am I on? Is that the right path for me? Or am I just going through the motions? And you quickly kind of become a better version of yourself because you're able to identify simple things like that. This is not working for me. Let's change this direction. This job, am I really happy with it, or should I be doing something else? Does it really inspire me, or can I be doing something better? Was the argument that I had with my partner, was it me? Can I get back and be the bigger person and just say, hold my hands up, that was me, let's move on, and I'm sorry? Like, it usually gives you a clarity that you cannot get unless you spend time meditating or time doing yoga or time alone. And it's that ability to be alone in your own thoughts and ability to be alone. You don't need constant stimulation, whether it's from devices, whether it's from your phone, whatever. You can be comfortable on your own. And the more comfortable you are on your own, it's literally like a superpower. Most people need the attention of other people. They need validation from other people. And that's why they stick with their friends for so long. Same group of friends, same affirmations, same kind of message being passed around, always going to do okay. And nobody wants them to get too far ahead. So yeah, there's lots of different motivations for getting into running and sticking at running. And if that is making you happy, the great thing about that is the happier that running makes you, the more you're going to want to do it. And the more you do it, the better you're going to come at it. And if you then want to get quicker, going from 4:35 to 3 hours, that's a massive jump. That's a third off. And so it's a huge jump. And once he gets to that stage, you'll be thinking, wow, the sky's the limit. And therefore my next target is, and I'll need to be a little bit, need to plan a little bit more. Maybe volume works for me. Maybe volume needs to be reduced in order to really hit the hard sessions harder. But it's still a conversation. And the fact that he said, I know that your philosophy is like this, but my philosophy is a bit different. That's absolutely brilliant. And that is essentially what the whole world should be like. Your politics are over here, my politics are here. But why do you think that way? And what led you to think that way? And this is why I think that way. And this is kind of my life so far. When I was growing up, for a long time, I thought the world is very black and white. I thought if you study hard at school and you work smart, you're going to do well, and you're going to get a good job. And if you work hard and you work smart, you're going to do well, you're going to earn lots of money. I thought the world was very black and white. I didn't understand the people who didn't want to work hard at school and didn't want to work hard in the workplace and work smart. I just didn't understand that. And so it was very black and white. And only really later, when I spent a lot of time on my own, hey, you're involved in a video here. You okay? You okay? Oh. It was really black and white for me. And it was only really when I began to run, I was cycling long distances, spending a lot of time on your own, you meeting people who have maybe got different goals to you, like Javon, and then you appreciate another way of doing things. And then you appreciate that, wow, like 4:35 for him and 3 hours for him might be an amazing time. For me, it was all about getting as fast as I possibly can, as quickly as I possibly could, because I wanted to be a pro athlete. But as I said, there's more than one way to hit a goal. But for me, having that kind of time alone and learning to speak to other runners and get involved in kind of their journey and where they'd been, you realize that you might have gone to school with a kid and he might have got exactly the same grades as you, and you might go and work for the same company, and you might work as hard, work as smart, and earn the same money. He might be absolutely smashing it out of the park, and you might be underachieving with exactly the same result, because his starting point might have been, you've been from a happy home. Hey, beautiful. You might have been from a happy home where you've got mum and dad, everything's hunky-dory and you're laughing, and he might have grew up around foster around foster homes. And so that him getting to the same level that you're at in life when you're 25, 28, he might be absolutely smashing it and you're just kind of making par for the course. So it's all about your starting point as well. Success is literally the distance that you travel from where you started to where you are right now. And if you measure it like that, then maybe it's not so impressive to do a 2:21 marathon. Maybe your potential was way higher. But yeah, there we go. We've been infested by flies and dogs during this video. So if you liked our persistence in order to get away the midges and the dogs that we're going to say hello to now, like, subscribe and hit that notification bell.